Asparagoides, your comprehensive FAQ guide. If you're diving into the world of gardening or just curious about the Asparagoides, you might have a few questions. I've spent quite a bit of time with this plant and gathered some frequently asked questions to help you out. Let's break down what you need to know. Asparagoides, also known as bridal creeper, is a plant often admired for its lush foliage and unique growth habits. This species is not to be confused with the edible Asparagus officinalis, which is commonly found in vegetable gardens. Asparagoides, sometimes called the asparagus fern, is actually a member of the Asparagoides family and not a true fern. Is Asparagoides invasive in North America? Yes, Asparagoides is considered invasive in parts of North America. It can be quite aggressive in its growth, outcompeting native plants and spreading rapidly. This invasive nature is something to be aware of if you're considering planting it in your garden. In areas where it's not native, it's best to keep an eye on its spread and manage it properly to prevent it from taking over. Is Asparagoides poisonous? Asparagoides is not known to be highly toxic, but it can cause mild irritation if ingested. It's generally considered safe, but as with any plant, it's wise to keep it away from pets and young children who might be tempted to nibble on it. The primary concern with this plant is its invasive nature rather than its toxicity. How to care for Asparagoides. Caring for Asparagoides is relatively straightforward. It prefers well-drained soil and thrives in bright, indirect light. While it can tolerate low light conditions, the plant will grow more vigorously with ample light. Regular watering is essential, but be careful not to overwater, as this can lead to root rot. A balanced fertilizer can be applied during the growing season to keep it healthy and lush. How to propagate Asparagoides. Propagating Asparagoides can be done through division or from seeds. To divide, carefully separate the plant into smaller sections, ensuring each section has roots. Replant these sections in fresh soil. If you prefer to propagate from seeds, start them in a seed tray with a well-draining medium. Keep the soil moist and provide warmth to encourage germination. Once the seedlings are strong enough, they can be transplanted into larger pots or directly into the garden. What to plant with Asparagoides? Asparagoides pairs well with other plants that can handle its vigorous growth. Consider planting it alongside other hardy perennials that can compete with its spreading habit. Ferns and shade-tolerant plants can create a lush, diverse garden environment. Avoid planting it with more delicate plants that might be overshadowed or outcompete by Asparagoides. Can you grow Asparagoides indoors? Yes, you can grow Asparagoides indoors, provided you can meet its light and space needs. It does well in bright, indirect light and can add a touch of greenery to your indoor space. Just ensure you have adequate humidity and avoid letting the plant sit in water, as this can lead to root problems. Benefits of Asparagoides. Despite its invasive tendencies, Asparagoides has some benefits. It's known for its attractive foliage, which can create a lush and dense appearance in gardens or as a houseplant. It can also be a great plant for creating a natural, green backdrop in landscaping. Additionally, it's relatively low maintenance once established. Common problems with Asparagoides. One common issue with Asparagoides is its tendency to become invasive. Regular monitoring and management are required to keep it from spreading uncontrollably. Another problem is root rot, which can occur if the plant is overwatered or if the soil doesn't drain well. Ensuring proper watering practices and good soil drainage can help prevent these issues. Compare with other similar plants. Asparagoides is often confused with true ferns and other asparagus species. Unlike true ferns, which have a different growth habit and leaf structure, Asparagoides is a member of the Asparagoides family and has a distinct appearance. It is also different from the edible Asparagus officinalis, which is commonly grown for its edible shoots rather than its foliage. In summary, Asparagoides is a fascinating plant with a few caveats. While it offers lush greenery and is relatively easy to care for, its invasive nature in some areas and potential mild toxicity should be considered. Whether you choose to grow it indoors or outdoors, understanding its needs and managing its spread can help you enjoy this unique plant without the hassles.